Young people say, look, okay, I went through, I got an education, I work nonstop, and I have made the calculation that there is no mathematical path for me to own a house. Mm-hmm. It's just not possible. In Toronto here, for example, if you take the average income and the average house price, it would take you 29 years to save up for a down payment.
29 years.
If you're
for a down payment.
For a down payment, not to pay it off. Forget paying it off.
Des Moines is not like Toronto. We're the number 5 most affordable city to live in all of the US of A, according to the National Association of Realtors.
And so if you're a young woman who's got a biological clock, obviously, well, do the math. You start off at, let's say you're 25. Well, you're going to be in your 50s before you can afford the average house.
That is completely insane. And again, Des Moines is not like this. We're the number 7 lowest cost of living in the entire US of A. We're the number 2 top city for young home buyers. And that's according to a study by Clever Real Estate. And so they talked about how it take 29 years just to save for a down payment in Toronto. Well, here in central Iowa, the minimum down payment, you can find loan programs where you can put 0% down. Do I advise that? No, but you can buy a house with no down. Also, the environment that we have here in central Iowa is that there's a lot of first-time home buyer grants. When you compare it to Toronto, it seems unsurmountable to actually buy a house, especially with appreciation. But here in central Iowa, you can enter the home buying market at a much faster pace. What's common that I see for a first-time home buyer is 3 to 5% down.
So how are you ever going to have kids?
And that's about the time when people think about downsizing from their house.
That's what they used to think about, downsizing. And, they usually had their house paid off back by the time they were in their early 50s. So just to show how dreadfully things have worsened.
Pierre Poilievre really paints a really bleak picture of home ownership in Toronto. And I think just in general, there's just not a lot of hope for young professionals. But the good thing is here in central Iowa, you can own a house and actually live. We're the number 3 most livable city in the US. We're the number 7 safest city to live in the US. Number 6 best place to live for families. We're the number 1 best mid-sized metros for millennials. We're the number 4 best place to raise kids in all the U.S. So when you have financial affordability and your cost of living is down and you can afford a house, that's a great environment to start a family and raise a family. And the stats back it up, and a lot of the studies back it up as well. So I'm so thankful that we live here in central Iowa. I feel bad for our neighbors in Toronto, Canada. It seems really bleak there. If you live in Toronto, Canada, come move to Des Moines. It's a great environment. It's a great place to live. It's a little bit warmer, very friendly people, and you can actually own a home.